All right, so we got maybe 20 minutes. Let's make sure we put in some time with the problem set 11. Again, this is because I want to skip, I want to cancel next week's session for a schedule conflict. So let me just get to problem set 11 and do that so that next week we are not missing out on anything by me just canceling the session. And with the waves, there should be a little bit more, but I think it's still going to be. Uh, um, I'll have to look at the set. I don't think there were anything that's super challenging or requires deep understanding. This is a sort of the kind of the challenge of these more advanced topics, which is there's a bit of a disconnect between the level at which lecture is done and level at which I want you to understand the material and the kind of homework questions I can ask in an auto graded setting. And so the questions we ask here, because they are constrained by needing to have either needing to have simple numerical answer or simple algebraic answer, the question forms are necessarily restricted. So the kind of the questions you will see in the homework is on the simpler side, especially when you compare with the lecture discussion. And I guess depending on your goal, that's either a good thing or a bad thing. It's a good thing if you are, trying to min-max your way through the class. Minimal effort, maximum grade. So you want to get a B with the minimum effort possible. Then sure, I guess it's a good thing. But if your goal is, on the other hand, trying to learn as much physics as you can, then problem set becomes less of a good indicator of how much physics you learned. So I hope being aware of that, you can, ask yourself more challenging questions and maybe ask ChatGPT, type out things the way you understood it, say, have it either um, quiz you, challenge you on you some stuff. I don't know. I do look forward to hopefully not too distant the future when we can maybe use AI platforms to um, uh, have a automated-ish grading of more kind of homework problems that's similar to what you would do in upper division, where it's like written out as like problem solving steps and a grader would review it. It's kind of logistically impossible to do in our class, but if an AI grader is grading submissions like that, that might be actually doable in the future. Anyway, but these are the problems that we have this semester. So let me go through some questions here and ask ChatGPT the questions. Now, one thing that I do wonder is how much it retains from session to session. So I started a new session. Let me just try pasting in this and see if it has retained what I was doing earlier in a previous session, where I was asking it not to give me answers right away, just to help me with the immediate next step. Let's see if it'll still be in that behavioral track or if it'll have reverted back to its old self and just give me the answer right away. So here, the frequency is this divided by that. So the period is the reciprocal, which is this divided by that. I can't do that in my head. Yeah, it's reverted. It's just giving me answers right away. It's not even explaining any of that. Sorry, I don't get how you got P. And in fact, I probably should have led with this. I'm working through my general physics waves problem set in preparation of a one-on-one meeting with my instructor, and he'll want me to be work out these questions with no help other than the textbook. So would you please help me learn by not giving me the answers right away? Please just help me with the step I'm stuck on. I'll try to describe what I've done so far. Yeah, you always have to lead with a prompt like this so that ChatGPT, it's got a huge built-in bias for giving the answer right away. Because that's frankly, that's what its human masters prefer. So that's how the behavior that's been trained into the generative AI. So you have to tell it, I don't want that. I want the thing that most people don't want. I actually want to do the work. So that's this question. It's a pretty simple question. Let's find. Um, Oh, this could be. So looking at this, I'm recalling some of the one-on-one meetings. Some of these are easy to do. You can basically read off the parameters, amplitude 0.22, or you just guess. At some point, you'll hit up on the right guess. And at some point, the challenge will be there are some parameters that you can simply read off. And even k, you can probably do that. That's 2 pi divided by 3.7. Let's yeah, let me use calculator for that. Waste the time trying to do mental math for something that it's pretty hard to do mentally. 1.6, 1.70. So period and frequency is one where you do have to know a little bit about how these combine in order to get. So I'll get all these and then say I got all the parameters except for P and F. And let's see what kind of help ChatGPT gives me. All right. On this question, I got all the parameters pretty easy, except for P and F. I tried 1 over 15.2, but that didn't work, which is kind of dumb thing to try, just random numbers. But ChatGPT will never tell you you are trying something to try. It'll either ignore it or it'll be tactful. It will never call you stupid. Unlike I mean, human tutors also shouldn't call you stupid because that's not a it's not conducive to learning. But ChatGPT will be infinitely patient in a way that some people have a hard time being. Nice progress, good. Yeah, Snagwit is a unit issue. Yeah, yeah. Oh wow, yeah, that is actually a nice thing to point out. Yeah, of course the units won't work out. So once you notice the unit thing, that you might realize there's a way to combine these to get second. Then I think it's combining this 3.7 and 15.2 in a way to get second. That'll actually give you a period. You just get lucky. Uh, so you can do, yeah, so route A kinematics. Yeah, so you could do that. V is equal to lambda over P. So this relates to a formula that I really think everyone should have memorized. That formula is this. Let me just spell it out. This is the most useful expression in whenever you're dealing with a wave. That is wave speed is equal to wavelength times frequency. And you can get this from units. Wave speed is going to be in units of meters per second. Wave length will be in units of meters. Frequency will be in the units of hertz or cycles 1 over second. And this is really the most useful relationship. And it's relatively easy to memorize once you pay attention to units. So that route A would be that. Then if you're looking to just combine the numbers to get the right units, yeah, that's what you're gonna get. So the period should be 3.7 divided by 15.2. That way, second goes on the numerator. I think I do need to just use calculator. 3.7 divided by 15.2, 0.24. Oops, it was 3. 3. And then let's see, did it give me help for frequency? So period, okay. Try double check the units in seconds. Use so yeah. All right. I got the period, and I think I can do the rest myself. Thank you. All right. Let me see if there are other questions that are worth doing. Again, a lot of the questions in this set are easy, so there may not be many. Uh, this could be a little more involved. Use the superposition principle. You're basically just adding them. Um, but if I don't find a better question, I'll come back to this one. Uh, oh, this could be challenging. Yeah, yeah. So this is one where you actually have to do force analysis. For someone who's trying to min-max your way through, again, minimum effort, maximum grade. If you have struggled doing force analysis, I will let you skip this question because it's yeah, yeah. This is a sneakily it's a wave, it's a force question disguised as a wave question. So I guess I could ask ChatGPT this question. So let's say you're just so lost, you're just trying random numbers for speed, speed of sound, normal conditions, speed of light. And, of course, they don't work because you're randomly guessing. I, I tried the two numbers for this question, and the system says they are wrong. The textbook didn't have any other formulas for wave speeds, though, as if that's how the physics content should be presented. Textbook does have formula for wave speed on a string as a square root of tension force divided by the mass density. That's really why they are giving you the mass density. You need it. So the main key step is you need to work out the tension force, FA and FB. That's the force analysis step that you gotta know how to do. If you can't do that, then you can't answer this question. So the ChatGPT should tell you, yeah, you have this formula, yeah. So once you have the tensions, it'll work. And I guess I could just say, oh, yeah, I don't know how to do a force analysis. So focus on the little junction where, yeah, this is the correct description of free body diagram. So you should have that downward force, A that way, B that way, and then to equilibrium, yeah, to the vertical and the horizontal balance. Yeah, so I think if you follow these steps, that'll allow you to solve for TB and then TA through this equation. And then, yeah, plug this in here. Um, so I'll say, oh, I need to do force analysis. I skipped that entirely. Let me skip this question. Let me skip this question. Wonder what ChatGPT will say. If it'll act like a coach, trying to encourage you to do the more, or if it'll just say, "All right, good luck, move on." um, yeah, let's just see. Totally up to you. Let's focus on yeah. So this is the one that's more of um, I guess gentle parent, and this is the version that's still not giving up on you yet. I'll just say I prefer this one. So let me find another question. We got 8 minutes. Um, this feels. Oh, so first part easy. You can do that. I may be able to even do it in my head, like maybe 1.9 meter per second. 5. No, did I do this wrong? So it's close to 2, but a little bit less because it takes a little bit. Oh wait, there and back. All right, I gotta double it. So it's probably like 3.9 maybe. 8 divided by 2.1. Um, okay. Good. I knew I was close once I accounted for the factor of 2 there. Now for part B, this is the part that I wonder how helpful ChatGPT will be. Um, so I'll ask. Uh, so I got a using speed is equal to distance over time. It took me a bit to figure out that the wave is traveling 8 meters total, not 4. Um, but I'm totally lost on B. I already tried one numbers. So I could have tried to do like the dimensional analysis thing before. So, if I'm just trying to combine 3.8 meters per second with the 4 meters in a way that adds up to 1 over second, that would be, like 1 hertz. I tried 1 hertz and all the numbers within 5% of that. But the system says that's not correct. It needs to walk me through geometry based on this description of number of antinodes and nodes. I don't know how it'll do that because it can't draw pictures. If I'm teaching you on this, I would draw figures. In fact, when we come to this lab in 2 weeks, I'll be telling people to draw the picture because once you draw the picture, the reasoning for this becomes so much easier. ChatGPT tells you to draw a picture, um, and it won't be able to draw it for you. Oh, so let me see. Oh, a picture. I've never seen a picture of a standing wave. Uh, How will ChatGPT cope with this level of, uncooperation? I feel like so I know it can't draw it for me. That capability just isn't there yet. But well, node. Maybe this works. Within each segment, midpoint is antinode. I mean, if you give it an effort, I think this could actually work. So the if you are drawing, despite having told ChatGPT you can't draw, uh, what I would draw kind of looks like this, sine wave thing, and then after half a cycle, this looks like this. So that's the picture of the standing wave that you would have drawn. And this is the antinode that they're describing each segment in the midpoint. And within each segment, the midpoint is an antinode. That's actually a pretty decent drawing for a model that can't actually generate a drawing. Um, let's see. Um, relate one segment to the wavelength between one node and the next. Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, if you follow this test, let's say you are reading it, it didn't make sense. Let me ask, why is the distance between one node and the next node half a wavelength? Shouldn't it be a full wavelength? And I've seen it once and it sticks. Yeah. If you draw the picture and see it, it'll stick. But if you can't draw the picture, Yeah, I mean it's getting mathematical. Although maybe where are the nodes and it's doing 0 pi 2 pi, so without drawing it's doing a pretty good explanation that the distance between nodes is half a cycle, not a full cycle. Uh, yeah, yeah. Visual check. It's again, if you can draw a picture. It's so much easier than the math up there. So yeah, is it getting tired of me asking questions and just giving me answer? Now don't wait. Yeah. Don't just copy and paste the answer. Actually read it and understand. But I think even for a question like this where, standing wave, drawing a picture is so much better. I think ChatGPT is giving you enough detail to be helpful. And, it is actually telling you to do the things that really will help you learn. You should draw the picture. And if you have a trouble, sometimes, with the drawings, if you see it once, then it's easier. That's what really the lectures are for. Um, or you can ask me and I'll point you to the right timestamp in the lectures. So we got a minute, but I think that's probably enough of demonstration of how you might ChatGPT as a tutor in a way that helps you learn and kind of exploit the infinite patience of these AI systems. But I think if you're using O3 model, even with a plus subscription, I think you have only like 50 responses. So it might have infinite patience. It doesn't have infinite number of responses. But I think a 4.0 is also pretty decent. I've stuck with the O1 and now O3 model for consistency, but 4.0 was decent last semester. So